tech, there's some really cool things that have happened.
Big John just dropped in from another dimension.
Hi, John.
Welcome everybody. Hello there. Just let everybody get in there for a minute. Just have a nice, relaxed opening here. Enjoy the ambient space music, which is fitting for maybe a video that we're going to watch in a moment and talk a little bit more about it. Simon, especially, I'm sure he's excited to talk about this a bit more, and I'd love to get his hot takes on this after, too. We had a good time on Wednesday, I think it was, or Thursday. So yeah.
Very, very nice. Just dropped
won't go
in
into it
from
too much
another
right now, but
dimension.
yeah, that's kind of a little taster. What else have we got? Just hang fire for a minute. I've got a nice little topic of discussion as well that I
Chatty
thought that I would
beamed
bring
in.
up, but I'm not going to spoil that right now as well. But yeah, it's going to be cool to talk about and interesting to hear some of your stories on the question that I'm going to ask, because it's spiced my brain up today. So yeah. Just hang fire now. I think Shane's coming here in a moment, and if not, we'll just go for it anyway, eh? With not Bob, because I'm Carl. So how is everybody? Everybody good?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Somebody said no. Who said no?
No, I'm not good.
Why no?
Hangover from yesterday.
Oh no.
Hangover from yesterday.
Oh. Did you
So,
have
yeah,
fun though?
there's-
Was it worth it?
Yeah, we went to karaoke and everything, so it was
There you go.
quite interesting.
You always say you'll never do it again, but you always end up doing it again.
Oh, the karaoke, maybe. Drinking?
Well, I mean the alcohol.
Yes.
You always regret it
Yeah,
the
of
next day.
course.
You're like, I'm never doing this again.
Ah,
I've
I
been
know how it's
seeing that
going.
since I was
it's
probably too
15.
young to drink, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Getting some right stage. You're like, I'm never doing this again. You can't even breathe through your
Yeah.
nose because it's just too acidic
Yeah.
because you've been thrown up and you're like, oh, your head's pounding.
And then 40 years later, I'm still seeing it. Yeah.
But hey, you gotta keep having fun, eh? And go for it. Right. let's just kick it off, right? So let's just go into the main thing that I wanted to talk about this week, which is the SpaceX launch. So it's not really been publicized that much. I'm not sure why. So people in the know, they've kind of had to gone out of their way to kind of get a bit more of information here about this. But if you're in the know and you've got some of the channels subscribed on YouTube, you probably know a little bit more about this. Also, in here this week, and we'll probably do this a little bit more now in Banter, is I'll do a little rocket party. So it's at the old iRise right now, and this used to happen. I think Chris hosted back in Alt Space, did the rocket party. So I want to kind of continue that legacy. So. Yeah, that's kind of that's what it's all about. Really, I used to go to as many as I could, and it was just amazing to go in there in VR. And there was the space shuttle in the high-rise space. But even now, we've got the ability to put 0G in there, so potentially you could have some crazy little mini fun things that you could do while you're watching the space stuff. But yeah, anyway, right, let's just get into it, right? But yeah, that's what I'm gonna try and continue the legacy of now that we've got the space set up. But yeah, I've got a little video here. It's a little summary of the Starship launch this week, right? So if you're not in the know, this is what the crack is right now. This is a nice little 12-minute video.
Now
Feel free to
everyone
talk
act like a
while you're
human.
watching it. It's all part of the fun. Turn the volume down on the right there. You can adjust the volume locally to yourselves, so it's not going to interfere with anybody, or even mute it if you want to. But yeah, I just thought I'd play this now because it just blew my mind, and there's some stuff I want to talk about after the fact. And it's just interesting to see what SpaceX is doing in comparison to other companies right now in terms of how open they are on what they let people see. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it just blows my mind. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Here you go, guys.
4, 3.
turn up the volume. I highly recommend it.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
So yeah, look at those ripples through the clouds there, the pressure waves from the rocket. That's just mad as it's going up there.
All right, 30 seconds into flight. The rumbles are still building here in the Raptor's nest. We're seeing 32 out of 33 engines lit on the Super Heavy right
Normally
now.
on the Falcon 9, you've got those
Coming
grid
up
fins there
shortly
on the
is gonna be
sides.
max
They're
Q,
normally
that
folded
maximum
down, but because they're so
aerodynamic
large,
pressure
they
as
just
we
don't
go
even bother
uphill on the
anymore. They're just
vehicle.
like, all right, this thing's got so much power, we're just going to keep the grid fins nice and flat, let it just punch its way through. And all they are, they just
Max Q.
tilt on the way back down, so there's not much interference unless they tilt. So
All right,
that's
we
kind of why they
just
just keep
passed
them
through
open.
max Q, so we're going to
But yeah,
continue
just
on
there.
up. We still
See that
have
there?
about
Vehicle
Got
is
one
super
engine missing there
and
already,
30
just out
seconds
on the
until we
count.
get to
Straight
stage
away on the
separation.
launch, gone.
Starship
Simon
now
says they've
flying
got
faster
three
than
engines
the speed of
redundancy
sound.
there, so it's just mad that it just kept going. And
Booster engine
I
cut
was
off.
pretty upset there. I was like, oh no, the mission's over, but
Ship
it kept
ignition.
going. So that's one of the things that blew my mind. And then
Stage
this
separation
part
confirmed.
here, so you've got the hot stage
Acquisition
ignition of
Houston.
the second stage there. So they've got a cap at the top of the bottom booster,
Hot stage
so it
confirmed.
ignites the
Ship
engine
under
as
its
they
own
release
power.
the
Boosting
connections.
back.
So
Looks like
you know
all
it lets you
13 are
separate
lit.
there, just using the
Kate, got a
engines to
booster
push
on
it
the way
away.
back to
It's
the
cool
Gulf
stuff.
and a ship on the way to
Bob,
space.
can you repeat what you said blew your
Ship
mind the
power and
first time?
telemetry
Because you
nominal.
were
All right, the first stage currently performing the boost back burn.
Sorry,
This
guys,
is
didn't realize it was a
expected to
megaphone there.
last a little
Jesus.
over 1 minute.
Yeah,
This
so-
propels the booster back toward the coast.
So what happened just
taking
then?
it
You
to
had
a
the engine
landing
ignite
in
on the
waters
first
of the Gulf
stage.
of Mexico. As you can see on your
So
screen in the bottom
they
left-hand
just released
corner,
the
we
engines.
were
They
only
released the
using
catches,
the
and then
13
the
center
engine
engines,
ignition popped, basically just caused
here on.
blew them
Was that burn
apart.
shut down?
So
Heard
they just
confirmation
used
there,
pure energy
the
of
boost
the
back burn
ignition of the
shut
engines
down.
to
H2 tank pressure
do something then they didn't need to worry about after. So yeah, it's pretty tough. That's what blew my mind. Sorry. It was just
Lots of
great.
excitement.
So yeah,
right
the bottom
here,
stage there, the
this
booster
is-
stage there, that's the
This
cap
is
there
our
on the
view
booster,
of
the hot
jettisoned
stage.
Hot stage. As we mentioned, this
Yeah,
is
there
a
you go.
temporary fix to
Apparently
help
that weighs 10
reduce
tons.
the weight of the booster. So we have the super heavy booster. Future iterations will have a lighter weight integrated hot stage structure that won't need to be jettisoned.
And also it protects all of the components at the top
Now,
as well. So
after
there's
we
all
jettison
pipes and
that hot
hydraulics
stage,
and
the
electronics
booster
and stuff.
will begin to,
So yeah, that's what the cap
attempt
protects.
its water landing in the Gulf. In the meantime, the ship will coast for about 40 minutes or so up to an altitude of 214 kilometers. And after its coast phase, it will attempt a controlled re-entry, including a flip maneuver and a landing burn just before splashing down in the Indian Ocean. But as a reminder, we are not
Starship
attempting.
trajectory
Doesn't look
nominal.
like much is happening
Good
now,
news
but
there.
yeah,
Trajectory is
that's
looking
quite far up,
good
and
for
the planet's
ship,
really
which is
big.
on the
It's
right-hand
not
side
flat.
of your
It's just
screen.
really big. It's a big.
As a reminder
Big
for
circle,
Booster, the primary
big,
goal today is
globe.
to do a landing burn and a
So if
splashdown
anybody's
in
not really
the
familiar
water.
with this, it's
And
actually
we
you're
are
looking
just
at
about
two
30
different
seconds away from
spaceships
that
there,
landing burn, expecting
and there's
to
a
begin.
booster section
And
that's
an
supposed to be
Make
going
them
as
as
incredible
well,
well.
so
view
get
from
up on
the
them.
forward
Starship
portion
is,
of the booster. This is basically on top of the
on
super
a
heavy
sort of
booster,
suborbital
where we have
trajectory,
jettisoned that hot stage. So now we
and
can see
it's going to
this
splash down
incredible
in the
view
Indian
of
Ocean,
Earth as it's making its way
basically on the
back
other side of
down
the
to
planet,
Gulf of
in
Mexico.
about 30 minutes,
Right now, the booster is
which
using
in
the 4
itself is another
hypersonic
crazy
grid
fact
fins to
that
guide itself
you can
through
get pretty much anywhere on the
atmospheric
planet in half
re-entry.
an hour.
And we are
So
expecting
this all
that
looks
landing
fake right
burn
here. This all looks like in a game, but this is all real. So what you're seeing is because of this was all live broadcasted too, right? So this is another thing that blew my mind. That's going into the
And
tech
we will
waffle.
be-
That so
We will be
Starlink is
exciting-
providing the
igniting
feed
13 engines,
for the data
and
connection
this is a
right
great
now.
view. On your
So
left-hand side is a view.
there's another thing I
is
want to
three
talk about
views
soon
from
as
the
well.
booster,
That's
and
quite
your
funny.
right-hand side a view
Just look
from
at
the
that
ship.
flap there, trying to
And you can see those
steer the
grid fins
ship.
on your left-hand
It's-
screen.
These things are 9
rotating
meters
and
long.
turning
Those
to guide the
those flaps
booster, and
there.
there's that
But not much. I don't know. They're pretty big anyway. They're huge.
Yeah.
But just look at that there. Got the 3 engines igniting. It's coming down smooth. It's upright. This thing is huge.
And we have
So that's just hovering above the Indian Ocean there, vertically, doing a sort of
Yep.
simulated landing. The idea is that they're actually going to catch this booster eventually with a big robot arm, which sounds like crazy stuff as well.
Mechazilla, they called it. They've got these big chopstick hydraulic controlled arms here, so that they'll come in. The first stage booster will, the base stage zero stage booster will, sorry, the first stage booster will come in, fire its 3 engines just like that above the water, but it'll be actually on land this time. Those pincers will come in, and it will catch it on the grid pins that come in to steer it. So that's the practice for that there. They're landed in the ocean for now to see if they can
as we mentioned,
make it hover, which is what they've proven there. Even though one of the engines blew out on the outer stages, it just kept going. So this next part here is that in the coast phase, and as Simon says, it's a suborbital trajectory. So it's no matter what happens, they've got a fail-safe. It'll always come back into the atmosphere because of the atmospheric drag there.
And just there, we could see that those have also successfully cut off.
Yeah, sorry for all the technical shit there, guys.
I like the technical shit.
Yeah,
So,
I just
yeah,
wanted to share this, and I'm sure Simon would too. Go on, mate.
Orbit insertion.
Yeah, I was going to say that if anyone's not really familiar with the whole project, the spaceship is 125 meters tall and 9 meters across. And when it's actually launched, it's the biggest flying object, man-made object
We
ever.
have
Oh,
once
no.
again so
Shane has
exciting. We
joined
got
the
another ship in
space.
space.
Wow.
And I think the amount of propellant is something crazy. I keep looking it up because I just don't believe it. Apparently it's 3,600 tons of fuel.
So
just-
this
Yeah, as
is
you can
the
see
main
with
part
the
here
view on
now.
your screen
So this
again,
is some
Yeah.
crazy
RDF
stuff that's
brought to
happening,
us
right?
by
So
Starlink.
look at the
You
little
can
diagram
see
there of the symbol of the spacecraft. So this is coming in like with its belly skimming along. So imagine that your hand's on top of the water there. You skim your hand along. You're kind of doing that to the atmosphere right now. So this thing's just kind of skimming along the atmosphere as if you're kind of gliding your hand over the water. And then all this plasma there is starting to build up because of just how the atmosphere is just hitting it, and it's just causing some crazy physics shit to happen. So yeah, plasma develops because of how fast it's going.
Now, during
So look at that,
atmospheric re-entry, the
26
vehicle is going to see temperatures as
1,000
high as
kilometers an hour
2,600 degrees
coming in,
Fahrenheit or over 1,400 degrees
99 kilometers
Celsius.
above
So
the
those
atmosphere now, so
tiles
it's starting
are
to get
there to help
denser.
protect the
So
vehicle from this extreme heat.
you've got all
Yesterday
those
was
heat
here.
tiles there, those hexagonal heat tiles. That's basically near enough the only thing there
Great
protecting
news.
that ship
Flaps have
from
control
getting
of the
too
vehicle. That's
crazy.
exactly
But
what we want to hear for
the
this flight
stainless
test.
steel behind it,
Again,
it's
we
a
are
little
going
bit
to
more
be doing a
resilient
propulsive landing instead of a more
normal
traditional means
carbon
like parachutes.
fiber
And we are
composite
expecting re-entry
rockets
to
that you
begin here
normally
in
see now,
just about a minute.
or aluminium ones. These
Re-entry.
would just melt right now. But this is all stainless
View
steel.
that we have here.
So yeah, I'm not going to say any more right now. I'm just going to let you guys enjoy
This
this
is
bit.
the
More.
same
Gonna
view
shut up.
that we had when we first returned from the coast phase. Again, this is looking at the side of one of the flaps.
This camera view is looking right at one of the forward flaps. And we're strategically putting some cameras around the vehicle to just look at the different areas. Looks like we got the flap starting to come apart a little.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it does appear that we have a little bit of burn through there. We can see pieces of the vehicle flying off. What a show it has
I can't
been.
describe
It's been like
the excitement
watching
that me and
Interstellar
Simon
or
had
something.
watching this live. It was unreal.
This is wild to see this, but the ship is still coming down, which is incredible to see.
How far can it go? That is the question.
Keep your eye on the altitude in the bottom right-hand corner. We're at 54 kilometers right now.
Now, ultimately, the data is the payload today. We've been saying it multiple times. Our teams are sitting reviewing this data live, learning where the hot spots are. As you can see, there's an obvious hot spot there with the flap, and learning how we can improve this design. The goal was to get as far through this high heat re-entry as possible. Okay, we can see that flap
So
actuating.
see the little diagram at the bottom? That shows the orientation of the ship as it is now.
Starship is passing through 10 kilometers altitude.
It's still coming
The
down.
next milestone
And it'll
will
do a
be
flip
initiation
maneuver.
of the flip maneuver and landing burn. Keep an eye on the bottom right corner of your screen for those 3 center
So right now
engines
it's kind
to
of belly
relight.
flopping down,
They
its
will
wings are
gimbal
tucked
or,
up,
angle
kind of behind it
so that the
slightly
ship
for less
flips
drag,
itself
and then
back
when it
up
comes near
vertical
down to
and
the
hopefully
right
lands in a
altitude, it will
vertical
flip the
position.
top ones out to
And the
cause the
crowd is
top
very
end
excited
to
to get
pivot
this
up,
view
and
of
then it will
that
fire
flap
the rockets
still
then.
maneuvering.
Passing through 5
So yeah,
kilometers
so
altitude.
you saw as it came in, the plasma just eating that flap alive there, and I didn't even think that this would even be
This
possible
is
now.
incredible.
So
No,
this is
I thought it was just
gonna
going
get
to barely
crazy.
Getting
fall.
very close to the splashdown.
These fireflies are such a good sign of life right now. We wish we could see more, but we'll take it.
Starship is at 2 kilometers altitude, terminal velocity.
Landing beam startup for Starship.
All right, good news there.
Landing bird startup.
Look at that, she's up right now. There you go.
Starship is in landing burn.
And then now it's only fallen over just because it's landed in the water.
Right. Yeah.
The landing burn shutdown was commanded.
There you go, guys.
Yes.
Wow. I mean,
So
we-
the irony of
it was
this
a
all
little
is
bit
that this
closer
week as well, you had
imagination
Boeing
than
and their
we were
Starliner
we could
They
actually
launched this
see,
week.
but we were able to hear
The leak,
and it's
the
taken
ship
them,
did
Starliner.
its landing burn. It sounded
yeah,
like
it's
we
taken them
might
like
have 2 engines.
5 or 6 years now. In the time it's
There's the
taken
final call
SpaceX
for
to
landing
develop
burn
the Starship
shutdown,
and all
but
of this
we'll go
craziness
back
that they're
through all
doing
the
now,
data, but
it's
we
taken Boeing that long just to fix all the problems that they had with this thing that they've just sat there the whole time. So there you go. I just wanted to show you that. Enjoy. There you
Yeah.
are. Thank you, Simon. Appreciate your.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
I have one little fun fact about the booster, which I've still got to do a bit of fact checking on. But apparently, when the booster was landing in the ocean there, apparently the chopsticks back at Boca Chica were also manoeuvring. So I don't know whether they digitally sort of synced them up,
way.
so that they were doing a sort of virtual catch, because that is the long-term
be,
plan to catch it.
So they might have put
so
a
I
virtual spot in the ocean and then maybe
Yeah.
simulated. That's
It's
crazy.
a simulation, that's right. Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
they simulated the catch. I haven't fact checked it yet, but I've read one article where they said that the chopsticks moved at the same time as the booster was going through its landing maneuver,
That's interesting.
which makes
I
sense
appreciate
really.
you.
It's the sort of
Yeah.
thing they would do.
That's mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, did anybody else watch that live, or is this the first time they've seen that?
First time
I
for
watched it
me.
with you.
Missed it.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
So,
you were.
I watched
I
it
think
with
that-
you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Bob, I think for a lot of people who are not really aware of how this ship works or what it does, it's quite a confusing sort of set of procedures it goes through. You know,
It is.
there's-
They've kind of re-engineered a lot of things there. So even
Yeah.
like the zero stage, right? Normally you would have a normal rocket trench, like a
Yeah.
flame trench that would just divert the flame away at like a 45-degree angle and then out to the 90-degree after.
Yeah.
But they've kind of just had this now. They've like, okay, so before when they would do the test flights, they would have the engines. The engines ignite. It would just blast all of the concrete out. There was like a massive crater
It
underneath
did, yeah,
the
it made
test
huge
stand.
craters, yeah.
But then now they've thought of this
OSM
crazy
Barrett
idea. I
just
don't know
dropped
who
in
thought
from
of it,
another
but
dimension.
now they've just thought of, okay, let's have a steel plate, and then let's have these little risers that pop up, and then we'll just push high pressure
Yeah.
water through. So once the rocket starts, we'll have them all pop up, and then we'll just have loads of water just
Yeah.
pumping through and just spraying out, and it just
Yeah.
it just makes a vapor layer between the ignition of the rocket flames and
Mm-hmm.
the floor of it. It's mad stuff, and it works,
It is, yeah.
and it does
Yeah.
the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of technologies that they seem to just be reinventing really. I'm sure this is something Bob's going to talk about, but we've never been able to get any footage of any spacecraft coming back in from space when it passes, you might even remember some of the early sort of space shuttle
They were just
landings.
crappy,
When they come in from outer
quality.
space, well, there's a period where they have a communication cut blackout, and it usually lasts about 7 minutes as they go through this plasma sort of phase, because radio signals just can't pass through this plasma. Now, SpaceX just seemed to have
they've got the satellites above now. It
yeah,
changes
they've
the game.
sorted that problem now. So it's the first time
That's
we've ever actually been able to see plasma forming on the front of a spaceship, which
I hate
it
to
just
kill a
sounds like
company,
little
but
details, but it's all crazy stuff.
Starlink was the reason for that. There, it was just beaming that up there. It was mad. Like, and so a funny little thing that you didn't see on that is through the coast phase, it kind of went up as it was going up slowly, and it would slowly start to decelerate, but it would go up to 220 kilometers above the surface, and then from there it had a disconnect from any video feed. And I said to Simon, I was like, oh, because I'm a sad person, I was like, oh, most of the satellites of Starlink are about 150 to 170, 180. So maybe once it comes down past 180, you'll start to... And then as it come back down, you could see the number in the bottom corner, and then the feed just started to come back in, and I was just like, oh, okay, it's passed underneath the satellites now to get the feed again. And I was just like, this is just fucking crazy stuff that's going on here.
Yeah.
It was just mind-blowing. But yeah, it was cool. But yeah, sorry about that. It was a nice little excursion that we had on the start of the old Tech Waffle there. So yeah, there you go. Nice little space waffle for the first segment there. Yeah, there you go. We've got a few little other little topics there, but yeah, how's it going there, Shane? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad. Sorry I was late. I got completely engrossed in something I was doing, and I completely took my headset off and just didn't know what the hell was going on. So
okay, we got
sorry
it.
about
We
that.
got it. We got a nice little
Yeah,
SpaceX Starship
little
extravaganza.
SpaceX thing. I see.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I understand. That's cool. It's really cool. I am surprised that wing was still functional by the end there, right? I can't believe they're actually still able to use that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't
So
think
you think that thing is engineered to withstand that?
Well, that's why they made it out of stainless steel
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Go on, Simon. Let me get you back on there. We'll still get you in there.
Yeah, at the very beginning, they were going to build it out of carbon fiber, and they even built a fuel tank. And then they very quickly decided to go with stainless, didn't they? After that, and then the whole thing now is just stainless all the way through. Yeah.
The main premise is reusability, right? So if you know from the recent problems that a certain submarine had that went down, that was all made of carbon composite wrapped up, and they thought that it was going to be crazy. But because it kept getting reused, and the whole purpose of the Starship is reusability. So over time, once this submarine kept going down and back up again, the pressure changes kept causing the what's it called, the lacquer or the varnish or whatever between the bonds, the epoxy that would bond the carbon, it would start to weaken. So then eventually, once it got down, it just went. Yeah. So, if you want to have something reusable, you have to make it out of something that's gonna, just gonna keep going for a bit. And as you saw there, like the wing got burnt through, like a good chunk of it was missing as the thing came out, but it still worked. And it's just like, oh my god, that's what you want.
Interesting conversation. There's a Tim Dodd was talking to Elon Musk, I think just a few days before the launch, and that was the exact thing that Elon Musk said he thought was going to be a problem, was exactly that wing.
They
where
put the cameras right there, though, strategically,
and so that's why they put the cameras there so they can monitor it.
Even the commentator was saying, we've strategically put the cameras here on these nice spots so we can get some good data.
Cellrainer decided to join us
Even
in this
next time
the camera kept going was amazing. I didn't think the camera would keep going.
Yeah, some good stuff. I can't wait.
So do you think they'll ever catch? Do you think they'll ever catch the booster?
I think next flight, if Flight 5 goes without a hitch, they bring it down, no engines go out, they land it good with their supposed simulation thing that you're saying about, which I hope is the case and sounds like a crazy idea. Like, I reckon the sixth flight, they'll probably set up a similar rig to kind of catch it, but it won't be at the main site, potentially. I hope.
I don't know. I think they'll have to use the main Godzilla tower because it's such a big construction, isn't it? It takes a year to build one of those, and they're working on 3 of them at the minute, aren't they? They've got one in Florida, which have nearly
but
finished.
they're going to do 4 totally, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have 2 at at the Florida site, and then I think they've got 2 at the Boca Chica site.
Yeah.
Eventually. That's the plan for now.
That's what I heard on the stream as well.
It just seems it just seems impossible when you think about it. But I guess we'll see. That'll be very interesting.
There you go. Beautiful little start there. I'm glad I've got to share that with you guys. Check out in the future as well for some more rocket parties or whatever we'll do. Try and pick out some of the good events there. It's getting a bit I don't know, because SpaceX launch a rocket twice a week now, so for me, Simon, we kind of get fatigued in it. So maybe it's when you get stuff like this, it's like a big refresh from It's nice. It's nice to see. But yeah, anyway, right, moving on. Let's got something else to talk about there. It's not something that I've got much information on, but just a little announcement from Paul Malucky that he will be talking about a new headset that he's working on, an augmented reality headset for at the Augmented World Expo coming up in June. I think Faye will be there too, potentially.
That's right.
Yeah, baby. So we'll get some maybe get like a live stream from Faye there, right into Tech Waffle.
If I could. I'll take video at least.
But
is it gonna explode? Is that the plan for it?
It'll shoot you in the head. Yeah, it'll be a real big bolt in your head now. He'll do it for real.
Yeah, that was
that's what
his
he wants,
original
isn't
plan,
it?
right?
Yeah.
Like Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
No, I'm hoping he'll be more like
if you
like,
die in game, you die in real life.
James Halliday than that other.
What was it like in the Sword Art Online? Like it was like microwaving your head, like
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is it a microwave?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was microwaving your brain systems and killing you in the Sword Art Online.
Yep.
Oh, right. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but that guy's, he has like explosive things in the head, like 3 of them. Yeah.
There we go. Well, it's an augmented reality headset, right? So it's nice that Apple have kind of kicked. I don't know. Maybe Palmer got inspired from the vision, or I don't know. It'll be interesting to see anyway what he says about what's going on in terms of what he's working on, and maybe this has been a long-term thing. And I don't know. I don't know anything about this, so I'm excited, very excited about this. But yeah, there's no news about it in terms of the specifics. But yeah, it's going to be a kind of a mixed reality, augmented reality device, which is I guess is where the whole industry is going now. You got to have some cameras on the front, or it's got to have some screen on it that can see the outside world somehow, or a pass through with some holographics maybe, but not a HoloLens because they suck. But yeah, PSVR 2. There's an announcement for
the Matrix.
We mentioned that earlier on in the year, but now it's all official, coming out. Not sure when the exact date is, but I think it's in
September somewhere.
September. Nice. So it's a little extra dongle that you get that comes. You plug it into your display port, and it needs a little 12-volt adapter that you can use with Type C, so power delivery. The only problem with this is you can use the PSVR 2, but you can't use things like the eye tracking. What else is there? Can't it do?
HDR.
The rumble
Yep,
thing
HDR's
doesn't
not
work.
there. Yep. There's headset feedback as well that's in there you can't do, which is a shame. I think the triggers as well. Somebody said that just now, didn't they?
Yeah, the
They've got that
rumble
new
thingy.
yeah, the resistive triggers. I don't think that's compatible either, which is a shame. But yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of basic then, really, isn't it?
It's just
kind of want that eye tracking. That's the big ticket item there, really, isn't it? Both for potentially, you know, input and optimization. I don't know, maybe.
But you've got that other team still working on that other device, haven't they? And they've kind of cracked a lot of the stuff already. So maybe with this as well, they'll break this thing open and then go, oh, hello there. Oh, this may be something that I don't know. Maybe that's not what they'll do, but yeah.
Probably will. I mean, given the adapter, you know, they've had to work with nothing in the past.
Yeah.
Like the PSVR
And now they've got
1.
something.
They managed to get it working, and they even managed to get the PSVR 2 working to some degree. But there's even a third party had their own dongle there for a while that you could get that would allow you to use the PSVR 2. Yeah, it's a shame though. It could have really nailed it as a PCVR headset if it had the eye tracking, right? It would have been a really compelling offer for the price. You know, assuming that you don't have any problems with it in terms of comfort.
You were right the whole time about the adapter, because I said that there wouldn't be one. I said it would plug straight in. It would just work, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't force you to have a PS5, so I mean that's something.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how many people will be really driven to buy this device standalone. I'm more inclined to think that they're trying to open up a new content source for existing customers.
Yes.
And this is less about trying to push people to buy this new. I mean, I don't know.
Because they're just going to get an index or index controllers with whatchamacallit, the big screen.
7th of August.
Well, I don't know. Big screen is still very expensive, and PSVR is fully standalone, right? It's the whole system in one. It's not just.
That's true.
If you're going to do that, you're
it's
going
a
to.
good value for money. I'll give it that. It is a good. It does 4K, so you know for the resolution, you've got a good little kit there.
Brilliant though. If the eye tracking was included, it could have really
that would have been
become a great offering for that price.
I would consider getting one for that price. That would have just been the game changer right there.
Yeah.
Because that just blows even the point of getting the Quest Pro. Yeah.
I don't think she likes it, so if anybody's interested, I'm sure you could probably try and buy it off of her.
Wait, what do I not like?
The PSVR 2?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately my partner likes it. Or at least he likes it for playing Resident Evil. That's the only reason why we have it. It's just a pure Resident Evil playback machine. Nothing more.
Is he going to get the adapter and try it on his PC?
No, absolutely not. The headset itself is shit. Connecting Quest 3 to the PlayStation would be so much better.
Wow. Well, that's what we'll see next, right?
Well, who mentioned there was a YouTuber actually that had a big screen and compared it to a Quest 3. So it's just showing that it's still a crazy piece of kit in comparison to everything else that's out there right now. So it's hard to argue. So they've done pretty good.
Which are you talking about, the Quest?
The Quest. Yeah, just over everything. The Quest just makes everything just look shit. Like when you've got a Quest 3, it's like, well, I've got a PSVR 2, I've got a big screen beyond, but this is still the best value for money.
Yeah. It was me. You've seen it just this afternoon. I was watching some YouTube video, and the guy had said for the price, Yeah, is it worth it? Don't really know. Yeah, you get like a made to measure, um, interface and stuff, and it's incredibly small and incredibly light. But he says it's got no built-in tracking, so you still have to use like a
Get the
Steam,
base stations, yeah.
yeah, base station. It doesn't have any controllers. I'm sure he said it
That's right.
didn't have
That's
controllers.
right. Yeah.
So all you're literally paying for is this thing and the custom interface, basically, which you have to scan. Which he said you could. I don't know if he's right, but he said you can only do it with an iPhone. So if you're an Android
That's right.
person,
That's
you're
right.
fecked.
Their official,
Yeah.
their
and-
official recommendation is if you want to get one of these and you don't have an iPhone, is go to an iPhone shop, go to their website on the demo models, and then scan your
yeah.
face at the shop.
Oh man,
to be,
honestly, that's yeah. But at the end of it
we need
all,
to.
when he compared the two of them, he said, yeah, there's pros and cons with both, but I think his overall opinion was it the Quest 3 was you couldn't beat it for the money, and he said the screen and the lenses were better than big screen's headset. Just the overall fidelity, the quality was way better.
Yes. I mean, it's considerably better. It's like 2800 pixels per eye versus what 2300 on big screen, and that's if you're running at 75 frames. At 90 frames, it's only 1920 by 1080 per eye,
Wow.
which is like
Yeah.
that's a big problem, really, isn't it? When you're dealing with 2800 pixels per eye on Quest 3 for half the
So
price.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you're
half the
bringing up
price
pixels
plus.
because I wanted to shill side quest right now. Actually, sorry, Shane.
I did not, guys. This is not a plant. This is not a plant. I swear.
I've been using the InVR app a lot more because of these certain features, right? So you've got the FPS flipper, so you can change for all the FPS on the fly inside the headset whenever you like. But there's also a feature where you can change the texture resolution, which changes the actual resolution of the render window that you'll see in. So by default, I think it's like 19 something by whatever on Quest 3 by default. But if you go down to the bottom of this section, there's all these little extra ones down there. So it starts from 2000, goes all the way up to 3000 something. And I highly recommend, if you get a chance, is to just go up to some of those really high settings. You don't need Quest Game Optimizer and all that crap. You just go in there, bam, just lock it in. And then many times, I've just put my headset away, turned it off on the button on the side, turned it back on again, and all the settings have always kept saving. So yeah, it's really nice to see by bumping up those settings, the actual pureness that you're seeing instead of having it gets rid of a lot of the screen door effect anyway. I just wanted to shill side quest there and just tell people that it's actually a really cool little thing to try out and to just to enjoy the quest more. Is just have a little play with those settings. It's highly recommended. One more little thing quickly before I forget is the FOV changer, right? So there's like a blur effect that gets added on. You can go into the settings of there and turn them off completely so it doesn't add this blur to the edges of wherever you're looking. You can just get rid of it completely. So yeah, highly recommend that you get that. I just wanted to chuck that in there as you were all going on about resolution. I've actually got a note about that, so yeah, wanted to chuck it in. Sorry guys, thank you very much. Yeah, there you go. Stuck on that.
And what's the heat like?
What?
What's the heat like when you turn all these improvements on?
The heat is great. You can heat your living room off of it as well. It's another extra benefit.
Bacon on there.
Just pipe that heat in and
get some cocktail sticks above the headset there. Just have them dangling, and then once you
pipe
bump
it back onto the grid, make some money off it. Mine some bitcoins off the free power that you earn in response to the heat from the energy company. Oh my God, Trevor, you are living in the future.
The companies are paying you.
That's right. You just plug a Type-C cable straight into the grid, and then just pipe all that heat through that Type-C.
That's it.
Oh yeah. It will get hot, and the battery will last about 35 minutes. But other than that, it's great.
So a little thing I'll chuck in quickly based on the heat there. So as it's getting to summer now, you're probably going to struggle playing VR more than what you used to. So a little thing that I would recommend is you get a nice little Halo strap and then either 3D print a mixed reality faceplate adapter for your Quest, and then just stick on some foam, whatever padding, and then you've got this whole section around your eyes, just completely free. And because the Quest is so close to your face and it's pancake lenses, you're always immersed still. And then only when you really like look to the corners of your eyes that then you see, into the thing. So it's nice. You don't get too hot. It's not going to build up, and it's really comfortable. But yeah. At Panda VR, I've got a whole kit, so check that out if you don't have a printer. But yeah, sorry, just chucking that one in there. Chapow. I'm shilling everybody today.
I mean, it's probably fine for all you guys, let's say, who are in the UK, but it definitely gets bad over here in Spain. At a certain point, the headsets just start to overheat. They like start to constantly overheat, and you like your headset will be like temperature warning, or no, what was it? It was like a
It's not so
battery
bad on
low
Quest
alert.
3.
You'd plug in your
but Quest
charger,
2
all of
was
a sudden
crazy.
thresholds would readjust because the charger was in, and then it would start to freak out because it would think it was on fire. And it would make these really loud beeping noises, which is the perfect thing to do, right? You're an electrical device. There's a risk of fire. Let's make a loud sound. Let's not shut ourselves down and try to mitigate the risk. Let's just cry like a baby in the corner. Beep, 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 beep. I'm burning things. Beep.
That's just like a lawyer saying you need a big loud noise here because 2 people have died now from overheating headsets blowing up.
Yes,
on
2
their
people have
faces,
died
so,
because of the lack of the loud noise.
yeah.
And not because the device wouldn't shut off because it got too hot.
Research has told us that if we don't have a big loud noise and make them throw their headset at the wall, they will keep it on their heads and let the lenses impale
That's
their
true.
eyeballs. So,
We'll burn the eyeballs.
there you go.
That's not what you need.
Lovely there. Lovely.
What's next on the ballot, Bob? What else have we got going on this week?
I'm just chilling everything meta today. So.
Oh no. Is this
Yeah.
Ray-Ban? Are we going to talk about Ray-Ban now?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm going to talk about them right now. So
you can stick your fingers in your ears if you don't like meta. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Okay. So I have a problem with sunglasses, right? Where I'll just keep buying really cheap ones because I hate buying expensive sunglasses. Okay. But every single time, they just end up breaking or they're just crap. And I was just like, right, okay, what do I need to do here? So I ended up biting the bullet. I was like, right, I'm gonna get some nice pair of sunglasses that will last me for years and years and years, and I'll look after them. So what do I get? But something that would appeal to me. So I get the Meta Ray-Ban. Yeah, they're pretty crazy. They're very restricted right now, but I just wanted to share some things that I thought were really cool about them. If you're a bit more tech savvy or wanted to dabble a bit more, there's ways to have full-on OpenAI integration into these headsets by having like a custom server that you can send a Facebook message to. But yeah, what you get out of the box is you get this Meta AI in your headset, which is like the main thing that I wanted to talk about. So I'm able to talk to this thing at any time. So I went up to the shop today on my bicycle, just riding with the wind, just flying past my head. I couldn't barely hear anything, but then once I started talking, the thing knew what I said, understood me perfectly. And because I'm in Spain and I don't know Spanish very well, I asked it. I was like, I had a gas bottle here on me. And I was like, hey, Meta, what is the Spanish for hello there? I need to replace this gas bottle, please. And then it translated it for me. And then I was able to just listen to it as I was riding my bike. It just told me the Spanish for it. So, yeah. That's one cool little thing there, but it was also the fact that I was able to play music from my phone to this thing as I was riding along with these little headphones that blast into my ears, and I just thought it was just great that I could hear this like as if there's music everywhere, and it felt like I had no headphones on or earphones in my ears. But another thing, sorry to go on about this, is there's a little camera on there, right? So
ahead,
I'm able
Bob.
to just kind of just go on the bike and just hold down the camera button and then kind of do like an FPV kind of movie of anything that I want. And it's just cool that you just don't get to see that kind of stuff because normally you've got to hold the camera. So it's just great that I can just go bam and you can see me riding the bike or whatever, flying my drone. I flew my drone today, and it was nice just to get all that. But yeah, it's a cool little piece of kit. And the main reason that I bring it up, it may not be for everybody right now. I get it. But the reason that I bring it up is just to show you where the ends of the spectrum are right now. Okay, so this is going back to the actual tech waffle again now. So you've got the Quest at the other end, the VR, and then you've got Ray-Bans at the other end right now. And I guess Meta are in both pockets. So you've got all of this integrated tech on these glasses that aren't quite showing you anything, but they're talking to you, which is cool. But then at the other end, you've got these fully VR immersive experiences. So that's where it is right now. You've got these two ends, and then slowly, once technology starts to develop, you're going to see the gap start to merge and the lines blur, and then that's where we're going. I just wanted to share the glasses because I thought that they're pretty cool, to be fair, and I can't wait to hack them a little bit and try and exploit them in some way. But yeah. For anybody thinking that they're a little weird, whatever, with the camera on, there's a little notification LED. So once you take a photo or film, it flashes. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's my little waffle on that. Sorry, guys, shilling the Ray-Bans.
Do you know, show of hands, right? Show of hands. How many people here wouldn't buy one because it's meta? Not that right, okay. So people don't care.
Give us your hot take, Barry.
Okay, tell us, Barry.
Because I'm not clear that everything that I do doesn't get recorded somewhere and then used for whatever they're going to call AI.
Gotcha.
And
well, that's interesting.
I have a private life, and I just don't really want all of my pictures and comments. I mean, obviously they could grab stuff from this conversation, but you might not realize this, but Barry Nice is not my real name. So there you go.
Oh no.
There you go.
Oh no.
I am an imposter.
You got him.
Oh my God.
No face,
breaking
no case.
down the third wall. What if they were open? What if they were made by OpenAI? Who would be interested in a pair then?
That would be cool.
Would it?
Ray-Ban.
I mean, it would basically be like.
If you
What's
scrap
the
the
difference?
Ray-Ban, I would already be on board with Meta.
Oh, really? It's not the Meta you have a problem with, it's the Ray-Ban.
Okay, so
Interesting.
this is it. So the tech that's in there, though, I reckon equates to the value that you pay for, regardless of what glasses they're in. But you also
why don't you get a pair and just like shave the Ray-Ban logo off? Make it look like a cheap pair of Ray-Bans.
The Ray-Ban logo.
Yeah, so you can just get it and just get a little Stanley blade and just shave the Ray-Ban off.
Regardless of what company Meta would have partnered with, I probably would have got those glasses anyway, right? It's just the fact of all of the integrated technologies that are there now and the speakers that are on it, that I can listen to music and make phone calls or jump on a Discord call just by wearing a pair of glasses. Get in there, Simon.
Bob, do you think the AI will come to the VR headset, or do you think they'll just keep it separate?
It'll be there. It'll be in there. You'll say, "Hey, Meta," the same, and it'll just be the AI in there as well on your Quest. For sure.
Already there.
I think that's the biggest part I hate is that they force you to say their name over and over. I don't want to say "Hey, Meta." I don't think you can. It's like a wake-up phrase. It's Uber trained into it, isn't it?
But that's absolutely necessary because they just
For branding.
want to burn their brand into your brain.
Yes.
They want us to forget about Oculus and Facebook.
Yeah.
But that's the part that I just think is like, come on, you really think there's a world where everybody's walking around going, "Hey, Meta," all the time? Like, the name of the company is a joke. We're all on the same page there, right? The name of the company is a complete another bloody joke.
Yeah, but
maybe they've got an option. Maybe they've got several options of wake words, like the Amazon Echo has. You don't have to call it Alexa. You can set it to a choice of different wake words.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
But I would rather say "Hello Meta" than "Hello Facebook."
Yeah.
It does slip off the tongue.
I don't know. They're synonymous to me. I don't see any difference really. I'd rather just say like something generic, like computer or AI or something that doesn't refer to any particular brand. I mean, that's one thing that I believe the OpenAI has over the rest is that you can
Yeah.
train pretty much
You just have
whatever
to
custom
say,
wake phrase.
listen here, you little bitch. I'm the boss.
Yeah, that's what we want. None of this hey Meta forcing us to do bullshit. It's like Google did this. Well, was it Google that did it first? Probably was Google that did it first on like maybe the Google Glass. God, it's kind of fucking crazy to think about how old that device is. But in a lot of ways, it compares to what this one is offering and had much more in terms of capability. It had a screen.
You had a screen.
It had apps. You could put apps onto your glasses. I mean, that's all discontinued now. It came back to life and then it got discontinued. And then I think there was
nice to
a
see it
weird bit
coming
in
back,
between
though.
and then they properly got rid of it. It's completely gone now. You can't ever get it again. So,
Maybe
which
they're
is a
trying
shame.
to completely get rid of it, the screen, or maybe the screen will come back over time if they could figure out a way to kind of have like put that AR in and like make it a VR head. I don't know, or make it like an AR pair of glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, I would say that something like that, Google Glass, maybe with a heads-up display, is going to be an intermediary here before they can do full-on AR at sunglasses form factor, right? There's got to be something. There's got to be some tiny micro projector they can project down onto the surface, so you see it in one eye only, and it's just like a heads-up display. Like that would be pretty cool. I'd be interested in that. I don't know. These, as we did a bit of digging, right? The Meta Ray-Ban glasses or whatever, it seems, at least anyway with the predecessor, which is probably the same for the current one. They're Android based, right? They're actually running Android under the hood, Android 8. And yeah, they've got a bunch of hardware. I mean, how cool would it be to be able to enable debugging and plug that thing into SideQuest and start prodding and poking at what all the cool things are that are inside of it. Maybe put your own app onto it. Maybe write your own app on and put it onto it that
That's
runs
what
on
I'm
your
excited
glasses.
about. Even if it's not this one, is the future of it all. And like Google have ditched it with what they were doing, which is a shame. But maybe this might rejuvenate other companies again to maybe come up with more. There's a lot of other companies now, like Nreal or whatever they're called now. They change their name every week. So
is that Xreal now? Is that what that is?
Well,
Xreal was the old name. It's Unreal
there you go.
now.
Oh, good.
Gotcha.
Be real next.
Yeah. There's also another one I saw from a crowd called Solos. It was called the Air Go 3. Not sure what the spec is, but it's exactly the same kind of form factor as the Ray-Bans, and it's apparently got a similar feature set, and it does speech-to-speech translation and AI chatting and takes pictures for you and
Never mind,
connects
it's
to the app.
Xreal now.
This is
it is Xreal, right? That's what I thought. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It is a bit nerfed right
I hate
now
that it's
with
just
what
so
I've got.
closed and you can't get into it and try and do something like,
It
and
is a
then
shame.
it's like
it's all there.
It's like
The
all
tech
these
is
companies
there.
are trying to pull the fucking wool over our eyes. What was the name of that last one that had the little thing and you could roll the thing and it was like, it's not an app. We promise it's not an app.
Oh,
and
the
it turned
rabbit.
out it
This
was
is
an
a
app.
rabbit. This is another funny thing, right? I've got a
That's the
rabbit.
thing.
On
On your
my
face.
head. It's the same price near enough. And it does more and works better. And it's not, a pile of crap. And it's not. They don't lie to you saying that it's just an app when it's not an app when it is.
It is though. That's the thing. It is just an app.
Yeah.
It's just an Android.
It's
It's
just
just
an
an app
Android
running
device.
on the
Basic
glasses.
Android device.
I'd love to be able to, put other apps on it. That seems reasonable, right? I don't know. Maybe in the future, some kind of regulation or movement or something might start to get us access to the hardware that we have. But it seems like we're just becoming more and more closed off from the stuff that we own.
Security reasons.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. That's Apple's usual rhetoric, right? They would need to protect people from themselves, right? But
You don't
Apple's
know what
just
you
as
want.
bad as the rest of them. They don't have
seems to
any
me-
better security reputation.
Yeah, they call it security, but I just have this funny feeling they're just a bunch of control freaks.
Yes. They're a bunch of control freaks that want to control the amount of money that they can make.
Fi is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But if people keep slurping it up.
That's true.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, another quick one. Sorry, I just remembered. Bone Lab. Ha ha ha! You thought you got away from that. I didn't. I just forgot this week. Sorry to chuck. How much time we got? 5 minutes left. Okay, so patch 4 came out this week, guys. Bone Lab. Yeah. So there's loads of optimization updates and stuff. Mainly, if you've played the game before and then you play the game again now, you won't see much difference, but it's just all kind of background stuff. And if you're into making levels and messing around with SDKs and stuff, they've updated all their SDK to mess around in Unity 2 as well. And yeah, maybe some cross-pollination could be possible now as well between here and there, which is what I'm excited about more than anything. Yeah,
Cross-pollination?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you mean?
Well, you can just make levels in for Bone Lab, but then just swap out the SDK.
Gotcha.
It's all
Swap
similar
out
stuff.
Marrow for Banter.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Same level, same principles, but one's multiplayer, the other one's just more single player.
Yeah.
Unless you do the fusion. But yeah, that's yeah. I just wanted to bring it up. It's a big update. They've spent more time on this update than what they did in developing Duck Season. So yeah, that entire game, the whole time that they took to make that, they spent more time polishing up this patch in between the last updates. So yeah, it's big stuff. Check out the YouTube channel for Stress Level 0, and there's some SDK updates on what they've done. It's really cool deep dive that they do. It's some real technical stuff there. I really like to. I enjoy that stuff. But yeah, check it out. I just wanted to check
that one is a plant. That one is a plant, guys.
Oh,
no
God
joke.
Damn it, Shane! Fucking
Stress Level 0
don't give it away.
paid us for that. We have to be upfront and honest, fully transparent. They weren't. Fun fact: they weren't going to do it unless he was an eggplant. Right? It had to be an eggplant. It's part of the deal. Physics-based eggplant. Well, here also, spoiler alert: Banter's climbing is still better than Bone Labs. My God!
It is as well.
Am I right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh no!
The movement mechanics, the climbing, is so much better here than what it is there. So you've got that. But yeah, there you go. We're up near the end now. Has anybody got any hot takes? We normally go around and do a few hot takes, but we kind of haven't done so much today. Sebek, you're on megaphone. Go for it. Hot take.
Yes.
Yes, lovely hot take. That's yes from Sebek. Next up, Aline, you're on megaphone. What's your hot take?
Nature is beautiful. Go more outside.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Very,
Keep the
very
party
nice.
going.
Hot take. You're on it, megaphone already.
So much to learn, so little time.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Virtual Lee, you're on megaphone. Hot take.
Oh, I'm broke.
Okay, so go to Lee's GoFundMe. We'll put the links in the chat.
Sorry, I'm doing some paperwork right now. Yeah, my bank statement.
Great hot take there, Lee. Simon, hot take. You're on megaphone.
V66 pass-through update.
Oh,
good.
Yes. I didn't mention that. Jesus Christ, I've not had it, so
Anti-distortion.
Yeah, looks like a big improvement.
There.
Yeah.
Touche for dropping that one in there. Check that if you can download that one. And background audio too as well, so you can have your meta browser playing with whatever or Discord and stuff. You haven't got to install the Oculus audio switcher or whatever the crap they call it now.
That
mod.
Yeah. Podcasts.
Bob,
Nice one.
the Apple event before we end the stream. When is the Apple event?
When's the Apple event?
Don't know, don't care. It's coming soon.
Monday.
Yeah, there's an Apple
No,
event
I
coming
kind
up.
of care. It's just the iPhone 16, right? Everybody knows it's going to look the same. It's going to be a little bit thinner.
Well, it's
gonna
going to
have
be.
AI in it.
I think the exciting
Wow.
there is probably more software than hardware. The iOS 18 OpenAI, whatever partnership,
cool.
integration,
Yeah.
whatever that's going to be. That's going to be potentially the only thing interesting and cool to come out of it. I mean, it's funny, while we're talking about Apple, so there's a Vision OS 2.0 is coming. And the changelog basically reads, no feature upgrades. So they bumped it like full-on major version 2.0 without changing anything. Not a thing user-facing changes. Well, they're busy. They're busy. That much we know for sure. Not making things better or cooler, but they're busy in some way.
That's it.
Oh, are we waving? Is that what we're doing, Bob? Now are we waving?
I'm just kind of waving casually. I'm not really officially ending it yet. I'm just kind of waving pre to the end.
We're just getting our wrists warmed up. There's a pre-wave.
Seeing people join me through some Darren Brown mind manipulation stuff, but nobody joined me. You know, where people just start standing up in a room. For maybe some people might just start doing this. But
John's doing it. Big John's doing it. John's got our back. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's up to the hour now. I just wanted to sign off Shazeki officially there. Thank you, Shazeki, for streaming.